Hello and welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast, brought to you by myself, Brendan Maguire, and Anthony Grogan. We're going to be bringing you all the best hunting, fishing and field sports from around the country. Hello and welcome back to the Irish Hunting Podcast. On this week's episode number 44, we're talking all things fox calibers. Which one do you choose? 243s, 223s, 17s, 22 Swifts. We'll be bringing you all the facts and fiction that's out there. We'll also be bringing you a roundup of news and events from around the country. And this week's Let's Talk gear is slightly different, with an introduction to Anthony's stunning Bergara B14 Wilderness. Hope you all enjoy. Anthony Grogan joining us in studio again.
This is a special visit, man. I thought there'd be red carpet, but we have instead of the red carpet, we have the
deer carpet.
The deer carpet.
Yeah, man. What are you thinking?
Oh, Jesus, man! Look at this thing.
This is the Big Easy. Fucking pulled out all the stops. I'll put up a picture of this. This is.
Do you like that name?
The Big Easy. It's class, man. I won't call him anything else anymore.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
him.
it.
He's the Big Easy. Yeah.
So for our hunting trip away, that's what we've. As we all know, we've all the name. So Ross is now will forever know, and I think that's just perfect.
It's just perfect for him,
isn't it?
Yeah. I used to call him a big ape.
It's more refined version.
It's more refined,
but we know what we're talking. We know exactly what. There's a double meaning, isn't it?
Exactly, we know
but
exactly.
In
what
fairness,
it means.
he's come up trumps with this. Now I think we'll need a bit of a chainsaw. It's that big, man. This thing is what, 5 foot?
It's easily 5 foot, man, and it weighs like it wouldn't fit in his car coming up. So yeah, nice picture of a red stag, and it's savage, isn't it?
It is absolutely stunning.
It's going to take centre place in our studio here.
And overhead, then we have a deer antler chandelier.
Yeah.
We have a deer head coat hook.
Yeah. Guess what our favourite type of hunting is?
Rabbits.
Honest to jizz, man. Deer everywhere. It's unreal.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. Yeah. It's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Really getting there.
What's the crack, lad? I haven't seen you in years.
Honest to God, man. Yeah. Busy. Down west. I have been up and down. It's just that for we try and formulate the podcast around days that me and you were not up the walls, and for every day I was up here, it wasn't suiting you, and vice versa. So look, it's one of them things, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Exactly right, Jay. You didn't get out for a shot at all lately, no?
No, as look at, I've had probably little or nothing to shoot with.
Yeah.
So which has changed obviously today in studio is the lovely Bergara B14 here beside us.
She is a beaut. We're going to be talking about that in our Let's Talk Gear section. She's an absolute beaut. So over the next couple of weeks, so we're going to be doing a lot of work with that over the next couple of weeks. So we will have stuff to talk about. But yeah, that's my shooting has been little or none. Yeah.
We've been doing the online competition there for the hoodie, which we'll announce probably after we record this podcast.
Yes.
And other than that, yourself, how have you been?
I'm grand, man. Yeah, busy. Didn't really get out for anything shooting at all. Now really, since I can't even remember. Was it before Galway? Were we out since the fishing trip? I don't think it was.
You got out for a fox?
I did. Yeah. I was out with Ross for a fox. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ross got his first fox. That's right. Yeah. So we weren't out. That was 2 Friday nights ago. So haven't been out since that, man. It's just manic trying to get a shed finished, and just the usual. Everything else that's going on. Work is mad. Sure, you'll be all over the place, and sure, what can you do? It's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes.
And then the club obviously is taking precedent now. We're getting ready for birds, as we discussed last week. So
yeah,
I think everything is just full tilt at the minute. We will be settling down over the next couple of weeks. We've
get back out hunting.
Yeah, we've plans to improve the podcast, I think.
Yes, yeah,
would say no more than that.
Much needed.
Yeah. Look, it's probably, we did okay for 2.
Exactly. We can't blag away through this anymore.
No,
people are copping on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
These pair of ticks, man.
Exactly.
We're get that sort of. We will. We're getting there.
The more people that listen to it, the more people are going, what the fuck? But you just need to cop on there. But anyway, we're getting there. We're getting there. Come here, birds. You got a few birds there during the week, didn't you?
Yeah. Ed McAvoy, fair play to him, came down and delivered 85 poults with 5 hens and 80 cocks.
Be that Jesus.
So, and all different breeds,
Yeah.
Melanistics, Scotches, ringnecks, and so on. So yeah, they're lovely, well-conditioned birds.
Nice.
I obviously put up a video, and we got one that's a miserable looking pen, but that is the pen.
Someone said that?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I had a lovely angry message, and I said, no, thank you very much for all your support.
Yeah. That's nearly worse. They hate that word, man. Yeah,
So
exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to tell him, like, that, well, if you had been fucking listening,
Yeah.
we had spent the last fucking 5-6 weeks making another fantastic pen.
Yeah.
This pen was used for our breeding program that we ran this year.
Yeah.
And so we're already holding them there, and we have another pen. So we have 3 pens. So yeah, fuck
Deadly.
you, fuck you. But yeah,
Don't let them get you. Yeah.
no. And look, actually, that pen, believe it or not, even after all the rain, is like bone dry.
Is it?
Yeah, because we had a small little wooded area that we kind of cleared, so we've good south facing sunlight coming in.
Yeah.
And then we've trees all around. Well, like a step back from obviously where stuff can't drop on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it seems to be soaking up any and it's very close. It is actually essentially in the bog, but very well. It's kind of slightly elevated as well. So
Happy
brilliant.
days.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Just happy days, man. Happy days, yeah. It's all go.
When are your birds on route?
Another, I'd say it won't be this weekend, yeah. Well, I hope it won't be this weekend because we need more notice than that. But no, I'd say next weekend. I'd say it'll be coming next weekend. We spent all day Saturday out there. There was, how many of us was there? 4 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. 5 of us. 5 of us out of all the club members, which is fucking piss poor, but that's just the way it goes.
Well, you got over half in Versa. You've nine members, isn't it?
Yeah, we've 11 now, actually.
11?
We've 11 now, yeah. So, yeah.
Where the fuck were the rest of them?
Oh, sure, disaster, man. A fucking disaster. He'd be taking a look at. I think I was only talking to another fella today, another gun club, which I won't mention. He said the same. He says, I think they had like 30 members, and he says about 4 of them are ones that actively do bits in it. So
now, in fairness, I have to say, right, last Sunday was the wrapping of the pen, and we had 5 men on duty there. And in fairness, a couple of the boys came in. Then we have one of the guys who's doing a bit of fundraising on Spot the Ball. So that's like he's doing his bit every kind of week.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And then we 2 of the other guys doing a bit of vermin control. Actually, one of the lads actually shot, which we're going to be talking about, with a 2-2. Was up checking the pens after the poults arrived. Here was a bell fox sniffing around and shot with the 2-2.
Lovely, yeah.
So, and stone dead.
Oh, you can, man. I used to always shoot with the 2-2. Yeah. Now you wouldn't want to be any more than 40 yards.
40 yards, yeah. I think he was 40, 45 yards. I think in around that. Who said so? But look, if the shot is right, their placement is right, you're on the money.
Happy days.
So and today now I met myself and one of the other lads went off. I met him over in Lady Chapel stores, and we got a new battery electric fencer.
How much was that, by the way? I need to get one.
Well, this has a story beside it because one of the other guys who does fucking nothing in the club.
Right.
I text everyone every time we get something, and so it's all transparent and so on.
Yeah.
He's on the group, but or everyone's on the group except for one person. I have to text him separate and so on. But it's like when you buy a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone said, "How much you pay for that?" And 10,000. Oh, geez, I seen one of them for 8,000. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know these?
Oh, yeah, always. Yeah. Right? Definitely, yeah.
So that's the pretext of the story. So I text everyone, went over to Lady Chapel stores, and of course there's a beautiful array of fencers. One is it was a duo, it's called. You can hook it up to a car battery and it's electric.
Okay.
But we've no electricity close to this pen, so there's 2 different types with the inbuilt battery, the kind of disposable battery.
Yeah.
Get about 3 months, I think, out of the battery, 3 to 4 months.
Okay. That's not a lot, is it?
No, that's. I think that's if it's full.
If it's a big area,
do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But like our pen, and the beauty of the one we picked was it has adjustable, so you can turn it down slightly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you don't have to have it banging to go around the big areas.
Yeah.
And also I've ordered a set of leads that it'll hook up to a car battery.
Oh yeah.
So you get one battery with it. You get the unit. And it's a big enough unit. Like it was the bigger of the 2 models. There was one over there for 125.
Okay.
And there's one for 150 or 170.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just okay. So around 150 euros there.
Yeah. You get some there. And he's getting me the set of leads.
Okay.
that you can just bring out your car battery, charge it up.
Yeah. I need to get one. This year. Yeah.
I think the batteries, if you're looking for the disposable batteries, they're around 30 quid, I think.
Okay.
But he said at full tilt, 3 months. That's what he said to me. But I presume, as I said, it's big area. I'd say on the smaller areas, it's not going to.
No, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, it's not so bad.
But of course, when I text everyone to let them know, I said I went over. I obviously picked up a roll of bull wire, for the. And we got a heap of the insulated screw in.
Yeah.
Jobbies for the wire. And I just and I said, and €270 total. How much was the electric fence? And I said 170. I bought one for 150 last week.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ!
So red rag bull, So I had to politely explain to him. Well, we're under pressure to get the pen finished.
Yeah,
because we have 85 poles that we're taking in on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And feed organised and drinkers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And a new pen belt, by the way.
Yeah. Is this the same lad that you...
Yeah.
Oh,
and then I had to politely tell him then that, right, that's fair enough. But I said, by rearing these poles...
Yeah,
I said we're roughly saving about 700-800 quid for the club.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting rare boards,
it's probably worth 20 quid.
Yeah, definitely.
And it saved me fucking an hour and a half driving some other place to save €20.
I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my jazz, St. Anthony. You'll be ordained, lad.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
but he wrote back and said thanks very much.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's not so bad. So happy days, man. Actually, look, it's all kicking off. Yeah. She wouldn't have a minute. We'll be getting ours, I think. We need to sort out feed. Big shout out to Shane O'Neill. He was listening to the last podcast and I was talking about streaming the stuff, and he kindly reminded me not to go mad with the nettles, because the nettles are full of iron. And I love them. Yeah. So we've plenty of them there.
And Owen, Dog Gun Rod, a big friend of the podcast.
Oh yeah,
funny fucker, man. You know,
gas.
He listens to the podcast, but he just messaged me today actually and just said, listen to the last podcast. Don't do no trimming, briars and bushes. Leave it. Yeah. And he said when you're feeding the pheasants, this was his, try and have the feeder close to the door.
Okay,
as possible, so that you're not going in among the pheasants. Okay, yeah. And then feed them at dusk, if possible, when they're all up roosting.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Untethered and Wanderwise, where adventure has no age limit. We're your co-host, Heidi Brandist and Nikki Mahundro, and we're here to inspire and celebrate women over 45 who are embracing their independence and want to explore the world on their own terms.
Okay.
So a couple of little tips there.
Okay, BJ's, yeah. Good stuff, yeah. We'd be probably, I don't know if accidentally or not, but yeah, we'd always have the feeders fairly close to the door anyway.
Yeah.
It just makes fucking sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
But feeding them at dawn or dusk.
Yeah, when they're up kind of roosting.
They're
not walking among them and they're not getting used to you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, true enough, yeah. BJ's, good stuff. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, obviously the whole podcast, this week's podcast is based around foxing. It's the age-old thing of what's the right caliber, what do you use, is there a wrong caliber, is there not? It's like
and
everyone
it's like,
has an opinion on it.
Absolutely, man.
Everyone has an opinion on it.
I think we kind of did a survey this way back. What's your favourite caliber? And then it kind of got divulged, which we'll probably run the poll on it after the podcast.
Yeah,
specifically for foxing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just to see what people.
Yeah,
but it's one of those things, man. You can get heated out there. People have.
Oh Jesus, there's lads very fucking touchy about it.
Strong opinions on it. Come here, we'll kick it off first, as ever, with our news.
Yes, sorry, Emily, we're getting.
I'm going to kick it off there first. So this is just a poll or a post that we've seen there during the week, and it'll be actually on August the 12th, which is this weekend, I believe. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
It will be this Saturday.
Saturday,
yeah. So, no, I'm wrong in saying that. Oh, sorry, I am. Yeah, Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. So, and it was on last year, and we talked about it, and we thought it's an ideal thing. We didn't get to go to it, but it'll be something that definitely would be of interest. It's the International Militaria Collectors Club presents the Militaria Fair, the West County Hotel, Chapel Lizard, on August the 12th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Admission's only a $5. Entry at 9:30, and all welcome. Buy, sell, trade, swords, bayonets, daggers, much, but there'll be a ton of stuff at that.
Yeah.
If you're a man cave, if you're a collector, if you just want some quirky bits for your house, that'll be a fucking...
It'd be really cool.
That'll be a class thing to go to.
Absolutely. I think anyone that's in the Midlands that has travelled up and down to Croker knows where that is, the West County. So, yeah, get up there and it's a $5 in, man. $5 in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's
for nothing. So definitely check that out if you're looking for something to do this weekend.
Deadly stuff.
Yes.
Next up, this is on the NARGC page, I think. So it's Fort and Bargee Clays. It's the annual RNLI clay shoot, the 7th of August.
Which has gone by. Well,
we don't do Eden here, so we're just hoping that went really well.
That went really well. It sounds good, and I hope I hope well went. It's in the Goat. Have you ever been to the Goat? Tagort. I don't know how you pronounce that, man. Tagort.
Rosslare Road.
Rosslare Road to the Goat, yeah. I bought my first ever GSX R1000 in the Goat. There you go.
There you go, man.
Yeah, it's moving swiftly on. There's not much made of it.
No, well, hold on. When we started to give a shout, fair play to the guys down here, right? Because it's fundraising in aid of the RNLI, right?
Yeah.
And Rosslare Harbour. And Martin O'Leary is the man down there. And fair play to them. This is like another reason that, the clubs, I think, regardless of, obviously, we've missed it because obviously we haven't... like in fairness, I'm looking there. It was advertised on the fucking 4 days ago, which was on the 6th. So
yeah, it wasn't
on the page. So anyway, but please, people, if you want us to give a shout out, get in contact with us. We're more than happy to give these good causes.
Absolutely, 100% a shout out. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and well done to the guys down there.
Well done, exactly, 100%. Just one other thing I'm just going to touch on quickly is there will be another. The NARGC are doing another deer stalking course. It's on Saturday week, which will be the 19th. It's in the Bridge House in Tullamore, and then the range test, of course, is in the Midland Shooting Centre, which is Blue Ball. So yeah, jump on to the NARGC website. I'm not 100% sure if there's spaces left. Possibly there is.
Yeah,
I think there was a couple we were hoping to go to, but just there's no point in saying any different. We just do not have time at the minute, but definitely, jump on board there. Anyone that's be kind of a last chance saloon to get it done before the shooting season.
Yeah, absolutely,
exactly. Yeah.
Quick mention as well: the NARGC ran a proficiency course there a couple of weeks back down in Tyrrell's Pass. My young fellow was at it.
What did he do with it? I meant to ask you about that.
Done, passed. Deadly. So his gun application is going in. I'm actually filling it out with him tonight because it's a minefield, as we all know now.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Can't commend the guys down there. Very interesting. He was very. They brought over to get a few shots on the range and stuff like that, and. Yeah, very well put together.
Very good. And Tyrrell's Pass, is it a clay?
I think it was in Tyrrell's Pass, he said. I'm almost sure it was.
Clay shooting place, or?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah, did a place beside it.
Here's a question for you, right? Does the proficiency course talk about rifles as well? Like if you're a first-time applicant, right, you have to have this proficiency course. But is it? I'd imagine that's for if it's a rifle or a shotgun.
I think it's specific to shotgun. I think this
is
one.
It?
Yeah, I think so.
If you're a first-time applicant and you get a rifle.
I will ask him. Is there a proficiency course for shotgun and then for... Because I'd say they're slightly different, aren't they?
Well, of course, they'd have to be. It's a different discipline. So,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but someone asked me that question during the week, and I says, sure, it'd have to be. And then I was like, well, actually, I've never heard of anyone having to do a different one for a rifle.
Rifle, yeah.
So is it the same one that does all? I don't know.
We will find out.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt someone will be on to us. Happy days, Sinead.
Yeah, so that's news over.
News over, right. We'll jump into it.
Kick it off.
Foxing, fox hunting, fox shooting, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And it's big news at the minute, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people are at it at the minute. I'll be probably doing a lot more of it now in the next coming weeks and stuff. I just love when the cold weather comes in, foxing. It just kind of, for me, it goes hand in hand,
Yeah, that old sticky weather out there, it doesn't,
Not into it. Not into it, man, at all. But it has to be done. Nonetheless, but we've seen this argument time and time again on all the Fox Stoppers pages and Fox Hunting Ireland pages and all this, and it's all down to caliber.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's probably not one of those things, there's no right or wrong answer to this. It's all circumstantial, I suppose, to where you're shooting. But we ran a poll a while ago.
Yeah, look, I think the 243 was the of the favorite caliber. I suppose. Yeah. No, or most used caliber, and then people were actually asking. Then that's how we probably got around to. Well, you obviously you came up with the idea during the week, which is a very interesting topic, I suppose, and more specific than the poll that we ran. In that, like take for example me. I've won. Well, I've 2 rifles of the 2.2, which I use for predominantly for rabbits and so on. And then I had the 6x5x55 when that did the rest of my shooting. But like there's, obviously from I remember back in the day, you're the same when you were out lamping with the shotgun. Yeah. And that was the way it was done predominantly, back in the day.
That was all we had.
And then as we just spoke about there during the week, a couple of the guys in the club have 2.2s and a shotgun, and that's their gig, and they'll shoot rabbits and foxes with that, and no problem, Yeah. But I suppose on the larger scale, the numbers that probably you and I have been taking in this year, to get them kind of numbers, obviously the 2.2, you're not going to get that success rate with it.
No, exactly,
and it requires a little bit more time and a lot more patience.
A lot more patience, and definitely it does, man, 100%. And
a lot more empty hands coming home at night time.
Without doubt, No, you need, I wouldn't, what would you say? Like, I suppose 2.2 will do the job, but I wouldn't class it as a fox caliber.
Yeah.
Put it that way,
Yeah, I'd be the same. Like because you're always looking, I think, as hunters, you want, I know there's people out there, I don't give, and they're probably listening, and that's kind of bullshit. No one cares, what a kill is a kill. But you want, obviously, to stop the animal as quickly and humanely as possible.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to.
No.
And look, we've all had runoffs, and I've had them with the 6.5.
Yeah.
So you will have that, but like you that's what you don't want. That's the kind of the last thing we all want to see. We all want to see the animal drop and stone cold kill, and away you go.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
You went straight from the 2.2 to the 2.43, or was there something in between?
I went from the 2.2 to the 2.43.
Yeah.
Correct.
And now it's slightly peeled back down to the 1.7. So you're as good a place to start as any.
Yeah, I suppose we'll start off first. Was 1.7 HMR. For those out there who most people will be familiar with it. I use one. I used the Marlin, the 1.7. As I say, I had the 2.43, and I just had it because obviously I had the night vision scope, so I had a pain in my arse taking it off. Say that depending on where I was going, if I was putting it on the 2.43 for foxing, and then going for deer, having to take it off and put on the other one and zeroing it, and it was just a pain in the arse, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I wanted something that would kill a fox at 100 plus yards. It's stone dead, as the fella says. But a decent bit of power on it. But I also wanted the same rifle to be able to go and shoot rabbits, which I'd probably shoot as many rabbits as I would foxes, that sort of way. And I want to be able to use the meat, I suppose. That's another thing.
Amazing.
If one more person says to me, the old joke, well, you should shoot, you can shoot rabbits with 2.23, no. You can shoot them and cook them at the same time, but that's not what I want anyway. So, I went for the 1.7. What's the pros of the 1.7? Cheap ammunition. 17 grain ballistic tip Hornets are, I think the last box I got, a box of 50, are about 17-18 euro.
Yeah, so you're what are you talking there? You're less than 50 cent a bullet.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Very, very cheap, man.
Yeah.
Very cheap. And like I've had, my longest ever was 159. I think it could have even been the first or second fox was 159 yards. That was the furthest I'd ever pushed it. Ross knocked one the other night at about, 115 yards? Again, dead on the spot.
Yeah.
No hassle whatsoever at all.
There's a surprising, because I have to be hands up. I think we had the conversation off air. When you were getting the 1.7, I was a little bit skeptical. I think I was saying to you, would you not keep your 2.2? And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
And you bit the bullet in the end, and I had to say, up until I was out with you, I would have been still a little bit skeptical, because, but I have to say, does exactly what you wanted to do in terms of your. Look, obviously, we've all seen foxes at 300 and 400 yards and stuff like that. Again, our ground doesn't really we're in the Midlands here, flat land predominantly.
Absolutely.
So we don't have them huge big valleys and troughs and hills that were, safely you can take them by and large, I'm saying.
Yeah,
there is certain spots. But, so yeah, like for that, I think the 1.7 is absolutely, you can take a really safe shot. You can push out to probably 150, 60 yards, and I'm sure there's people out there who have shot them 170, 180,
Yeah.
So it does exactly that. And you're as you said, you're quite, I think more so now than ever, this is an expensive sport to be in.
Yeah.
less than 50 cent a bullet.
Yeah. Ideal.
Absolutely. You go out, for 3 or 4 quid, you fill a drawer of the freezer with rabbits.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On top, inside it.
Absolutely, man. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not destroying. And I've been out with you numerous times now. I think we have it on video there anyway, of some of the hunts and stuff, and does exactly what it says in the tin.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's accurate. Like it's, I suppose that's the pros of it. It's cheap. It's very, very cheap to run. It is accurate. It's the gun itself is lightweight. There's no recoil. There is a bit of a bang. We've spoken about that before.
Yeah.
I don't have a suppressor on it yet, but there will definitely be one going on.
I think that'll be.
Yeah.
I suppose. Look at it for the foxing, it would be nice, because if you want to get another fox that night, it'd be fucking handy. But,
exactly. Forget, and it's, even with the rabbits, man, like when you go out into a field or whatever, you shoot one, that bang, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah, they don't like that whatsoever.
No, it takes a while for them to come out.
And the gun itself is reasonable to afford.
I think, what did I pay for it? About €600 brand new, €700 brand new.
Yeah, under 700 quid anyway.
Yeah, it was under 700 quid, brand spanking new. What does that come with? I think a 6 round magazine. It's nice synthetic stock, blue barrel. Really, really easy
to transport as well.
Yeah.
Especially, look, we've spoken about the night visions. They tend to be, they're a kilo in weight.
They're
essentially.
heavy,
So they're heavy enough. As scopes go. Well, not, they're on the heavier side of the scope. So what you don't want, I suppose, is if you don't mind it, I won't. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But there's people who it's nice and nimble, getting over gates. Really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For that kind of
definitely 20-inch barrel, it's nice and it just does what it says.
Not bulky, etc.
No, exactly. Downsides to the 1.7. A lad said this to me before, and I can vouch for this 100%. Wind, man. Wind is a fucker.
Yeah.
Wind will really put it off now, definitely. If you have any sort of but any kind of substantial wind enough, there's no point in bringing it out.
I was just going to say that. I think we've spoken again on some of the windier nights. Just
forget
leave it at home.
Yeah, just leave it at home. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, that's one downside. I think ammunition is a big one. I'm after seeing a load of posts lately where it was, I can't remember actually, I genuinely can't remember what brand of ammunition it was, but a load of lads were getting the side casings cracking. Did you see any of that?
I actually seen it on one of the forums, or one of the threads on one of the groups there.
Yeah, that's all 1.7. So I don't know if it's a bad batch, but it was 3 or 4 different fellas, and it's busting the side casing of the cartridge. So yeah,
which is not nice to have inside your gun, I don't think.
No, definitely fucking not. No, definitely not. No. And plus it'll have, and I know I'm not comparing it to a 2.2 because I'm saying 2.2s is not what I would consider a foxing round, but 2.2s, and I've spoken with this, they're fucking fuckers for ricochets.
Yeah.
They really are,
Yeah.
So you don't really get that with the 1.7.
Yeah.
So that's another, I suppose, plus side of it there. But yeah, that's a 1.7.
Just on that, Brenny, I suppose we had when we went out first, I think, and I think it was down to wind, wasn't it? There was a couple of, you were nailed on because we looked at the footage and so on.
Yeah.
And like that, for some reason, the fox wasn't dropping.
Yeah.
And I think that is predominantly, isn't it? Wind.
100%, yeah, definitely wind. I actually have a video, and remind me, I must put this up.
Yeah.
And I'd love to get people's opinions of this. It was one of the foxes that I fired at, when was that? It could have been the night I was out with, it was the night we were out actually with Ross.
Yeah.
And Ross took his shot and stone dead straight away. And then you can see mine, and mine is about maybe 20 yards further. But you can see it, I'm nailed on. I have watched this video back.
Yeah. You know when you're on.
It was on trigger, even through the trigger pull, it was still on. And it was just,
because like that, we'd often, after the hunt, we have this thing where you either send me a voice message and I pick it up that night or the next morning.
Yeah.
Out, miss one, seen 3. You know, we do the usual thing.
Yeah.
But you know when you're on. You just know when you're on.
Yeah.
And like, but the question I would probably get hinting at there, could that be down to the ammunition then on the 1.7? Is it susceptible to that?
Yeah, it's light, like, you know, it's all light, like, you know, you're talking 17 grain. I think some lads, there's 20 grain ones as well, but it is very, very light.
Very light. But
very fast.
Yeah.
It's
obviously susceptible to wind, but is it susceptible to
a bit of drift?
A bit of drift?
Yeah, I suppose. I don't really know. I don't know why, if it's down to that the wind, you know, is that what it's doing essentially. But
that night now, was it windy out that night?
I'm trying
not
to
overly.
It wasn't overly windy. No, it wasn't overly windy. Now, another thing I noticed, and it could be down to the ATN as well, on a certain level of zoom. So if you go from, say, I think that one goes up to, the ATN goes up to 25 times magnification, but you can actually, what would you say? You can actually override that, and it'll go to, say, 50. But the quality is absolutely atrocious.
Like black grains.
Yeah, exactly. But I think once you go over, say, 15 times magnification, I've dialed it back because I'm not getting the accuracy at all. At all. So I need to keep it within. I actually think I usually keep it around 7 times magnification.
Yeah,
and then I usually fairly not too bad then.
Funny enough, on same as the pulsar, I think even in 6.5, I'd go up to 10, and then you can quick dial back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can go through, like, it goes 3.5. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it goes 3.5, 7, 14. I think that was the. But yeah, I'll either go to 7. I'll peel her back in around the 6 is my sweet spot. 6, 7.
Yeah.
But like that, once you go over that, obviously the picture quality disimproves. Vastly, and then on top of that, now, like, I've had misses when I've started, and putting it down to probably pushing the distance. I only had it 0 to 100, and I'm probably pushing the distance a little bit. And how do you feel then in terms of you're comfortable at 150 yards, no problem?
Yeah, I take a shot at 150 yards. Yeah,
no problem.
I won't say no problem, but I've missed them at less.
Yeah, but I've shot them at more.
Yeah, I've shot them at like 159. Actually, I definitely do have that video because I'm pretty sure I might have posted it. It's up somewhere on here.
Yeah.
And that was stone dead.
Yeah.
But again, you touched on it earlier on today as well. It's all down to shot placement. At the end of the day, it is down to shot. Like,
that bullet hits.
Yeah.
You just stop.
If it hits the right spot, I say I've hit them at 60 yards, and they've ran and eventually maybe keeled over. And like that was just down. And on that particular video, you can see it very, very clearly the way that he actually folds.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's bang, and it's just
keels
lights
over.
Out, folded straight away. But it's down to shot placement. Of course, everything, conditions were perfect that night. There was 0 wind. Everything was in my favour.
Yeah.
I was able to get myself nice and steady. You know, you can kind of see it. Like, it worked. But
so then we move on. Then I suppose the 243. How does it compare? Yeah. So sorry, do you want to move on to?
Well, we'll just talk, I suppose, a little bit about. There's a couple of other calibers I would have shot with, I suppose, down through the years, but just kind of as a sort of a ballistics chart. 1.7, the Hornady 17 GR VMAX, about 2,500 feet per second. So they are traveling fairly fast, I suppose, in comparison to some things. But yeah, look at 1.7. They're not for everyone. You know,
that's fucking savage, man. Because I think the Hornady.
Yeah,
I'm after picking up today. They're 148 grains. I think it's 2,700 odd.
Okay, are you serious? Okay,
so there you go. Like,
yeah, well, there you go for something. Yeah, exactly, with 17 grain. I suppose 1.7 HMRs. Like, as regards, obviously, again, we probably should have spoken this for people that are not familiar. It's a rimfire round, so people know the difference between rimfire and centerfire. But it is class. It's the most accurate of all the rimfires. Yeah, I'm not actually too sure. I don't think it's that long out. 1.7s, I think. I'm not exactly sure when it was developed or designed, but not in comparison like the 308s from back in the 1920s.
Yes,
it's not along the lines of that.
Yeah.
But, they're obviously they're very, very successful. 20 grain, I think, is the maximum you can get, like, which sounds pitiful, but it does the job, man. It definitely does the job, you know.
Yeah, it might be worth playing around with a few. Have you tried 20 grains in it?
No, I haven't actually. No. I tried to get them and I couldn't get them at the time, and then I had them,
at 7,
I did
17
zeroed
minutes,
on that,
just
and
over it.
like it does the finest.
Yeah,
for me,
well,
to be honest,
yeah, it's not going to make a huge bit of difference.
No, definitely not. No. And then I can think, like, we talk about for me and you having a conversation about, like, say, the ballistics and, you know, the coefficients and all that. We're not really into that. Like
No.
that. We don't die, but we pick a round that works for us.
Yeah,
and that's it. We don't break it down.
No.
If you're looking for a podcast on that, this ain't it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's actually Hornady have a fucking full podcast on that very subject.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're not claiming to be
no,
that
definitely
type of,
not. No.
Our experience shooting what we've shot.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%, definitely. Yeah. But then I suppose there's another round that I would have shot with a good bit. I had a CZ Bruno, back probably. Oh God, geez, could be. What would that be? 15 years ago, I suppose. You forget sometimes. You think 15. That could be right. Yeah, it is. About 15 years ago, and I had the CZ the 22 Hornet. Savage
round.
Oh, savage round, man. Like back in the day, everyone had a Hornet.
Yeah,
they were the job, man. Yeah,
deadly.
At the time, I think rounds were expensive enough for them. I think, like when I say, I think they might have been maybe they're working out maybe about €1 each.
Yeah,
which in hindsight now is not really a lot. Like we're heading for 6.5 Creedmores where it'll be €3 around.
Bullets, yeah.
But at the time when we went from 2.2s, like, you know, 2.2s I think were about €8. No, probably less at the time for 50.
For 50,
yeah. So
there'd be lads. It'd be like the 5 cents on the pint. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
horrendous.
Horrendous, man. You think hard about, but a serious round, like pack a serious punch. Now, in fairness, yeah. We would have shot well over 200 plus.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
No 100%.
problem.
No, there's a field actually just down the road. You would have passed on the way here. There's a cornfield down the road, and we were in that one night. I had a Mazda pickup at the time, and we were in that lamping one night. And I think from memory it was 200. It wasn't too far off 260. Like,
fucking hell.
Ideal location. And there was a Zeiss. I can't remember what model of a Zeiss, but I remember. I think the rifle might have cost me. At the time, I bought it in Lakeland Shooting Centre in Mullingar. At the time, for instance, I think said the rifle cost me €500 and I paid €1,000 for the scope. So it was a beast of a scope. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But accurate as anything, man. It was a serious piece of kit.
Just a question on that one then. Has that round died off a bit?
I don't know anyone that's using
That's what I'm saying. I don't know anyone.
No, I think every sheep farmer in the country had a Hornet, yeah. And I think if you talk to some of the older stock, actually I'm contradicting myself here, yeah, I do know one or two lads that do have them still, but they're all sheep farmers. You know? So they just have them, and it's like...
To be hung up there in the safe from 1 year to... Yeah,
100%. So again, I put it out there, if you're using a Hornet, get in contact, because I'd love to read some of the memories.
I do remember actually on the poll we did, I think a few people asked for it, and I was kind of like, geez, are they fucking still around even? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, honest to God,
so, yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. But there, again, another serious round, but I just don't know how many people... Like, even when you're looking at new rifles now, you never see... You know what I mean? Like, you could pick up Marlins all day long, that model that I have, in 22s and 17s, and then you'll go up to the... center fires, and you'll go up, 223s.
Yeah.
But you never see a Hornet
on the shelf. No. Well, I haven't anyway.
No. So maybe they're kind of slowly but surely dying out.
Phasing out, yeah.
Same as 22 Magnums. Not too many lads shooting 22 Magnums anymore. Do you know? Not many lads at all. Second-hand gun racks, load of 22 Magnums.
There you go. And I think the when we do run that poll, it's because we ran that back. I think when we'd less than 1,000 followers or something like that. And so it'd be really cool to run it now again.
And see.
more specific and really delve into. We should get some good data back there in terms of what's really
who's using what. Definitely. Yeah. So those are the other two. But then I suppose we move to the 223, which is, I would hazard a guess, is the most popular foxing round.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, at the minute. Have you shot with it? Have you shot with a 223?
No, a 243, all right, but not a 2. As far as I know now, I think there's talk in some districts that if lads apply for licenses for firearm control, the 223 is all that will be granted for it. That's as
a minimum.
as their kind of maximum round. You know what I'm saying?
Maximum round. Okay.
Anything now, I've heard that anecdotally from a couple of different people.
Okay.
That their FO1 granted. So say for instance, if you're going in and you're why do you need to go on?
Yeah.
It's for vermin control.
Okay.
Well, 223 will suffice for that, and we're not giving you higher caliber.
They're so clueless, aren't they? They really are. Like, do you know what I mean? What are they look? They're just looking at numbers. I'm not even going to get fucking started on that. Like, that's just such.
And there's also
bullshit,
on the other side with the 6.5 Creedmore. I was actually talking today to a man who was saying that some of them don't know what the Creedmore is. What's all this Creedmore stuff about?
Yeah.
And they actually think that it's a higher caliber. In other words, I went from 6.5 slightly back down to Creedmore. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They do, because they don't know.
I know.
Is this some sort of a?
But you're half a clue, man.
Yeah.
Like if you tell them, like people, right? The ordinary Joe soap, right? Like I was talking to a fellow the other day who doesn't know anything about hunting, doesn't know anything about guns whatsoever, and he says, he says, what gun did you? He must have been talking about something, and he was saying about some fella had a 243. And I says, oh yeah, I said I used to have one of them actually myself. I says I used to use one for deer hunting and stuff like that as well. I says, oh, what have you got now? And I says, oh, I have a 6.5. And because I went from a 2 to a 6, he was just like, oh jeez,
that's
mothers of God, gee, right, that's something else, huh?
And then throw in then a 308, and you'll really fuck his mind.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, what?
I said, no problem, we give you out one of them.
Yeah, it's just like, boom, mind blown, have not got a clue. But it's 223s, I suppose. You haven't.
No, I haven't. No.
So
you have a bit.
Yeah. We had a Remington 700 and 223 as well back in the day. Yeah, good round, real good round, man. Yeah, real good. I'd love to know, actually, I think they're around 55 grain, which a lot of lads will be using. They're like 3,300 feet per second. I'd say there's a decent enough, I don't know, to be honest with you, I think there's a couple of options. I don't know how vast the options are on a 223, like, do you know what I mean? As regards bullets and different types of rounds and stuff. But like, yeah, every lad, man, is using them. Like, they're super, like, you know what I mean? You push, like, there'll be lads laugh and they'll say more, but like, there's lads shooting easy 300 yards of tree, like,
no problem.
Ah, definitely. Yeah. Like, 110%. Yeah,
it seems to be. Look, I think it'll be very interesting, but as to how far it's ahead, but it seems to be the go-to round because there's lads that have zero interest in deer hunting, zero interest in fucking rabbits, or you know what I mean, or pheasants, and they're just fucking foxes. You know,
foxes, 100%, yeah.
And there's groups like, we're on some of them, we're just predominantly foxes. Do you know what I mean? And lads live for it, man.
Live for it, man. It's gas, and it is. That is exact. They live and die for it. Like,
it's almost like a cult following. It's
almost like bordering on the fishing thing. Yeah, you either do this, or if you don't do anything else. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
And look, who are we? Like, we know it's like when we're away for a couple of weeks. You kind of get, I must get out hunting. But the very minute we start again, it'll be just like one. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah,
full tilt. Like,
full tilt.
Be one thing on your mind. Like,
yeah. And even as much as we're looking forward to deer season, because of the way me and you hunt, I suppose predominantly we don't go out and shoot 50 deer a season.
No.
And we don't, sell the meat, and we don't, do you know what I'm saying? So we fill our freezer.
Yeah.
But once we have that done,
our
attention quickly flops back into foxing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I love being out Christmas time.
Oh, I love it.
Do you know that? I love it. Frost in the ground.
Oh my God, man! There's nothing better. I love it, especially as you said around the Christmas time. And I know I'm going back. And what I said, I was telling you about the experience I had around the Christmas, heading out on a frosty night, man, and the smell of the turf fires, and do you know what I mean? It's just like the crinkling of the grass with the hard frost. And it's just absolutely fantastic.
It's hard to explain. I actually brought one of a good friend of mine out a couple of weeks back. I told you, wanted to get out of the house, get and brought him out, and never been out fox hunting before. And he was just alive after, 12:30. Now, I did the whole thing. I said to him before, we're going to get to the lane at the end of a lane here, right? About an hour and a half or 2 hours from now. You'll know it. There'll be a big steel gate at the end of it, right? and you'll have to bend over on the outside. I told him, if I get to that gate and I put my hand over that, you tell me we're going home. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's not the last gate. There's 6 more gates after that. And at each one of them, I'll say, we'll just go to the next one. Do you know?
I know.
So I had him forewarned. But he texted me after the morning. I'm absolutely bollocks, man. But he said, I cannot wait to go again.
Loved it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do, 100%. You come home and no matter how, like, I got into a habit here, like, Debbie will tell you this, like, every night, man, I was out. I just got into your head, and then you tell yourself, no, definitely, just won't go tonight now at all. I'll go home and I'll sit down. And you'd be pondering around, and the kids would be in bed, and you'd be like, fuck it, like, there could be you know what I mean? There could be the fox of all foxes out there tonight. Like, you know what I mean? You're just like, you don't know what you'd see. Like, you'd be thinking, it's literally that thing of, I miss out on something. And it mightn't even be the fox. It could be anything.
Yeah. And it could, look, the walk even, you know, getting out and we've, I think hundreds of times, on the terminal already, you've badgers, hares, rabbits,
honestly,
birds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Owls the other night, you know what I mean? Yes. So like, it's like, there's never a night that you don't go out and say, or remember night the fucking the banshee ducks or whatever the fuck was. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the possessed fucking geese. Or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
there's always something that gets your fucking attention, or something like you'll go and you'll think you've everything right and pull the trigger. Oh fuck, nothing in the chamber, or you know what I mean. Exactly, something won't work or will work, or you know, and that's I think that's the beauty of it. But it's definitely for anyone who in the hunting community anyway who hasn't experienced it. I look at it. It's an addictive fucking thing.
It is definitely, man, 100%. Definitely, the world only comes to life after dark. Like,
absolutely, man.
Definitely, you'll see stuff. It's unreal. It's deadly. Yeah.
I know we're digressing slightly, but Avril had said to me last year, I think, like she'll be worried when I go off on my own up the bog and so on and so forth. Yeah. But like that. I remember this is distinct. Because there's certain nights you pick out, but I went up the bog and as I was coming up the lane, I could actually seen a set of eyes down it. I said, pulled out of the Jeep, got set up, and it just had started to spit snow. So it was like really kind of crispy, and it was just.
You look into the scope, and
it was like if you could, record at that fucking very moment in full. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's the nicest thing ever, man.
Isn't it?
That's I can visualize exactly what you're talking about there, man.
The smell, even the smell of frost. Do you know what I'm saying?
You can smell it. You can smell it before it gets there. You can get it in the air. Then to even getting back, like going out and doing your hunt, seeing nothing, to get back into your Jeep and have the heating on.
The heating on,
lovely. Do you know, thaw it out. Man, there's nothing better. I swear to God, there's nothing better.
You've been like this as well. I know, man, because we've often talked about we have gear, hunting gear now that we wouldn't have had.
Yeah, definitely. If you had Jesus,
and oftentimes you get in, like you come in from hunting and stuff, and like you can't feel your fucking fingers, man. They'd be like red.
They hurt, like yeah, absolutely.
Even you don't rightly know you're there, like. I often had this fucking thing. You nearly had to put your finger in your mouth. Yeah. To get a bit of feeling back so you could feel the trigger. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But like now obviously we've lovely gloves that you can pop off a little finger. It's all very kind of very civilized.
Moved on again.
But you still, like, they're the hunts that you really to live on in the memory.
Yeah, even to come in and like put your arse again in the range to heat yourself up. Do you know what I mean? Then like. We were just talking about this, and I know we're going to get back to the Gallopers in a minute, but like whiskey, I love a whiskey. I struggle drinking it this time of year. Yeah. It doesn't,
float your boat.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas the winter coming in freezing cold, man, you'll just get your little small one and just sit there and just sip it and get the heat back into you.
Get the rural pursuits out again. And
rural pursuits, man, without a shadow of a doubt. Cannot wait. Jeez, that reminds me, I've got some stuff to write for it this year. Come on, this episode. So okay, that's another thing I need to add to the list there.
Did you sign me up for another one of them? Did you know?
Did I? No, but you're live on.
No,
man.
You're okay. For anyone who doesn't know, I got fucking dropped it. Oh yeah, you were writing an article as well, I think. Yeah,
it was a good article, man. I think you should keep it going now.
Do you think so? Flat reel get you everywhere, man.
Definitely.
If I wasn't 40 years of age, I'd fucking believe you.
Thank God for autocorrect.
Yeah.
But
spell check. Yeah,
spell check without a fucking doubt. Come here. So that's I suppose 2-2-3. Yeah, look, there's a serious round. I see. I notice a lot of lads now, and Mick has it done, and I'm seeing a lot more of it. People putting like the likes of the MDT chassis on them and kind of going for that more of a tactical looking rifle, especially with fox hunting. I've noticed that even on some of the pages and stuff, there's loads of lads doing that.
Yeah.
Whereas probably a lot of lads don't realise you can do that with your gun, you know?
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be me, no.
No, it wouldn't be for me now. No, not if you look well fucking going down after a deer or dragging some monstrosity of a yoke after you.
Yeah,
but some lads are fucking well into it, you know?
Just in the price per round then, Brenny, do we have any figures on that?
I think they are around, it'll vary between 25 and 35 euros for 20.
For 20,
on a 223, 55 grand.
You're up at 125 a bullet then, so roughly.
Yeah,
you know,
and that'd be the ballistic tips, I believe. Yeah. So not overly expensive, but the downside then, as far as I'm concerned, with a 223, and then again, like if you're talking predominantly, if you just want to go in purely just for fox hunting, then there probably is very, very few downsides to 223.
Yeah.
But if you want it for rabbits, you're not going to use it. I don't care who you are. You're not going to use a 223 for rabbits.
No.
Because it's pointless. And
that's probably, say, from my point of view, you know, I don't want to have 5 or 6 different rifles, you know.
No.
You know, it's too fucking complicated to go through the process that we. So I'm just happy to keep it at the 3 firearms that I have.
Yeah.
But that's probably the pitfall for me. So say if my young fella's getting into rifle shooting, you know.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm going to get him, you know, license on the 2.2, get him, you know, a bit of experience and so on.
Yeah.
And then hopefully his next caliber, then, you know, when he gets kind of used to, you know, the different kind of feel on the trigger that a rifle has compared to a shotgun, you know, and so on. Then progress up to, you know, I would be saying to go for maybe the 243.
Yeah.
Because it gives you greater flexibility then for foxing and maybe touching into the you know, the deer aspect, you know.
Yeah.
But with the 223, obviously you're limited. It's solely, isn't it? Predominantly a foxing gun.
Well, it is like you can't
go down and you can't go up an animal.
You can't
really.
Go up. No, exactly.
You can obviously shoot rabbits if you're just shooting them to.
Oh yeah, just to get rid of them. But it's going to be expensive and like you're seriously wasting some good meat. You can't shoot deer with it. You can't.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So like
but
you're caught.
Yeah, you're caught. So exactly. It's if it's an investment, it's solely really, as far as I'm concerned, for that purpose.
Foxing.
Like it's a foxing. You know. But yeah, still, you'd probably be hard pressed to find a more suitable, affordable. It takes an awful lot of boxes, but just that's all you'll be using it for, really.
Price per rifle, then, Brenny. What are they in? They're being around the grand mark, I suppose.
Varies, man. Honestly, you know, there's an awful variant on like. I think most manufacturers now will do obviously a 223 round. So I think at the time, like there's Winchesters and I think we were looking at a couple, actually. I think I was looking at a Winchester because McKeever's looking at one. I think it was a nice looking Winchester, black synthetic stock. May have had a thumb hole on it. I can't remember if it was that one. Around €800 new.
Yeah, so you're closing in on the €1,000 mark. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're in around your 125 a bullet. Then you know, after that.
Yeah, exactly. Litgo arms do them as well. I can't remember what price they are. They're a nice looking gun, but again, prices I'm not sure off the top of my head. But yeah. So that's that one, and then I suppose the natural progression after that. Look, there's 2 ways you could go about it. Again, it's one of these other rounds that I don't know. Well, actually, I did see a few posts lately, and I haven't seen them. I thought they were completely gone. Was the 22 250?
250, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't own one, but I shot with a fella who was all fox shooting, and he had a 22 250. And serious round, like, you know, I they're old school. I think they'd be very much old school.
And you can shoot deer with 22 250, which is probably the differential between, obviously we're going back to what we said, if you were talking to somebody, that's smaller, yeah.
No.
Unfortunately, man,
no.
When the hunting gods were devising this game, they said they'd play a bit of mind fucking.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah. And then you hear of a 22 Swift, like a 22 LR and 22 Swift. Oh, sure. No.
Yeah.
Do not confuse the two.
The two,
yeah.
And I think when I started to even think about getting into deer shooting, I remember in a gun shop not too far away from here, it was 22 250 that was this would be the
advised.
Yeah. If you want to do a bit of foxing, you want to do a bit of and you want to do, so it was kind of like a multifunctional, which wouldn't be, you know what I mean? But I think at the time The drawback was that the ammo was.
I think they're very expensive. Now, I don't have the figures because I actually struggled to find it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much a box they are, but I do remember that's going back probably 6-7 years ago, and they were expensive. Like they were up there.
I think €2 a bullet.
€2 a bullet. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it sticks in my mind. So when you say your 223 was in around the euro a bullet.
Yeah.
You were twice that. Yeah, you were twice it.
Yeah,
you know,
which if you're using it for deer, it's a solid investment.
Yeah,
€2 a bullet. But if you're going out after foxes, it's a bit. I said, look, it really is a lot of money. It isn't because you're fucking smoking cigarettes or something.
Yeah,
it's nothing. But
unless you're shooting 1,000 foxes a year or something, which you're not going to be.
No, but where lads will hit it in the pocket, like as you were saying, he's going in to buy a box of bullets. They're €20. Now they're €40. So
yeah,
fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
then you've right now, I've. Two pouches of ammunition in that, and then on the 6.5 there, and it's it's the bones of 130 quid or whatever,
Yeah,
and obviously 3/4 of the box that's going to go on fucking zero on it, on the 2 scopes and so on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, there you go. Like, it all adds up. Like,
and then every time I want to set up different profiles, so you're gonna
use it again.
Do you know what I mean? So
that's
where it becomes, and the 22-250. I think again on the pole, reasonably popular gun, considering that now it hadn't huge numbers, but still it's around there that, and people obviously still there has a following.
It popped up lately. I think it was like 2 or 3 separate posts, and I think it was on some of the. It might have been on some of the fox hunting pages again somewhere in the UK. And there was 2 or 3 lads with 22-250s, and I was like, "Jeez, I haven't seen or heard of anyone using them in a long time." I don't know anyone that hunts deer with one.
No.
If you are, get in touch. Let us know how successful it is. I don't personally know anyone that's hunting deer with one.
And I suppose again, like there's people hunting around the world with bow and arrow, so shot placement will knock an animal. So so a 22-250 will do the job, obviously, but. Yeah, I'd like to know you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The kind of everyone's going to say, oh yeah, I've no one's going to tell you about the one that ran off and so on.
Yeah.
And I'm not suggesting that it does, but I'd love to know the ins and outs of it, the pros and cons of it. So if anyone has one, not that we're calling it out, we're just someone we would love to know.
What do you like about it?
Yeah, what do you like about it?
Yeah,
what's the downside then?
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of how far out can you push for knocking a deer,
And is there much of a variation of rounds available for them?
Yeah.
Like they obviously must come in 100 grain round anyway, I presume. I don't know.
You would imagine so.
Yeah, I don't know other than that. But yeah, that's the 22-50. I say, I never owned one. A good friend of mine had. I think he actually got rid of it and went to a 223. I'm pretty sure he did.
223.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure, yeah. But that's the 22-250.
Yeah.
Then we move up, I suppose, kind of our
243.
Yeah, we won't say last but not least, but one that a lot of lads are actually just using for foxing is, of course, the 243.
Yeah. You've obviously owned this gun. I've been out with you shooting with it. Mm-hmm. It does. Mm-hmm. I think personally, as I said to you, if my young fella's going for his rifle, that it'll be probably the 243.
Yeah.
Ammunition's slightly cheaper, obviously, than what we're shooting here.
Yes. Yeah. I think the last box I was getting, I was using up when I was at the deer, but I didn't change. Like lads were saying, "Jesus, that's over." Like, lads are funny. They'll say, "Jesus, why would you be using 100 grand for foxes?" Like, right, okay, I'll buy you an 80 grand. Then I have to re-zero my scope. So there's a couple of rounds gone like that. Just leave it the fuck. It's not, you're not saving anything. So I was using Federal 100 grand soft pints for deer or foxes. Yeah, never. And I spoke about this again before. Never much damage, and it must be honestly down to the characteristics of the actual bullet itself.
Yeah.
Because Yanis, who was telling you, he's using the cellular and bellows, 100 grain, same 100 grain soft point, same caliber, and my God, man, it's a different story when he hits them with those.
Yeah.
Like, so I suppose there's pros and cons to that. For deer, it's like it'll do more damage, but it'll pull it down probably quicker. So I don't know. It's one of those things, I suppose. And
again, there's another question within the foxing community. I suppose what we might even do a separate poll on that bit is, which do lads favour more, soft points or a ballistic tip?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Obviously, each has their own pros and cons.
Yeah.
And like that, like what you said there, Bernie, I think when if you can push out to, I was shooting with 120 grain. So, and like your story, I was not going to switch back down to fucking 80 grain or 100 grain. Again, just for the pure fucking time. You spend 4 or 5 rounds, which is what's the saving is, you know what I mean? It's going to wiped off it and the time, and then zero back up again. No, fuck out. So, I just kept the 1 round, and like again, dead is dead. And the argument, I suppose, if you're 2-2-3, then that argument becomes more, would you say, prevalent, you know, because you can save your few bob here and achieve exactly the same result and so on. Yeah. But I think even within that, I think people will have their preferences.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely. Yeah, 100%, without a doubt. Yeah. I suppose, the 2-4-3, and again, because it's a lot of the UK pages would kind of crop up more throughout our social media end of things, but an awful lot of lads over there using them more than I thought, solely for fox shooting. So I suppose they're not overly expensive, realistically, in fairness. And
how much around was the 2-4-3?
They worked out when I was getting them now, and I think they are a bit more expensive now, but when I was getting those, they were €36 for 20. Yeah, so
you're up at 150, about 155.
155, but now I think they're gone up. They could be €40 now. I think but it just depends now. Yeah.
So
that's
probably you can get them under €2 a bullet anyway. So you're going from your kind of 120, 130 ish from your 2-2-3
100%
up to. But then obviously you have the benefit then of a singular rifle probably doing two.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fast moving around, very flat. There's not a massive amount of drop in them. Wind, like when I say wind, now again, we're not ballistic experts in this, there'll be lads frothing out the mouth, but wind, to my knowledge, doesn't affect it. Now, I mean, within reason.
Yeah.
To 200 yards, do you know what I mean? Any wind I've ever shot in now, I'm not saying it wouldn't be in, Hurricane Katrina, but it hasn't affected it
overly
that you would notice compared to, like, obviously a 1.7. Yeah, good. I've actually the furthest fox I ever got was it was easy to remember, was 243 yards. I remember that was up in that field. I think me and you were in up at the hill, up there one night. Actually, I think it was out with Kaz at the time, and
I remember the 243 down beside my place. A few nice shots there. We actually didn't think we remember.
That is right. We thought I missed them. Yeah,
and went out the following day, picked up the Bodum. So very very accurate, good. As you say, flat round. And does exactly what it says in the tin. I as I said to you, bang for buck. It'd be if I was going for, I would like to have the option. Yeah. For the slight few bob more, and the slight, like, in a cartridge of bullets costing an extra tenner. But I'd like to have that possibility,
Yeah, absolutely, 100%, man. Yeah, definitely, yeah. But look, anyone else get in touch? I know there's other people out there using different rounds and different for maybe stuff that we're not covering here. I think that's kind of a generalisation of it. I think that's
the most popular ones anyway.
Yeah, I think 95% of people would be using the likes of those. But
no, obviously, as I said, I've been using the 6.5 by 55. I will be using the 6.5 Creedmore.
Yeah.
Again, people will say, "Fucking hell, that's way overkill for fox and so on." It will do exactly the same. I know it's slightly more expensive than, but I'd have to buy a new fucking rifle just solely for fox, and I ain't doing that.
No.
I'm spending, which we will talk about now, the next few quid elsewhere. Yeah. And have the capabilities of switching between both. So
yes.
And like that, I haven't seen. You've been out with me with the foxes, and not hugely. You wouldn't. I think that on one of your ground, actually, we shot one of the first foxes I shot with you, and not overly blown apart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that was Was that the night? I'm trying to remember that one. Was that over? Yeah, was that the night where the first night you had the pulsar on it?
Correct.
Yes, I do remember. That was 200. Wasn't it?
No, about 150, 160, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
That was more than
we checked back, yeah.
Yeah,
in around that. Yeah,
was it? Yeah. Bit of a hill in that field.
There's a bit of a hill in the field, and there was a post and a tree, but yeah.
Yeah, do you think that was closer? I could be wrong.
We have it on. I think we have it on video. Actually, one of the things.
Yeah,
must see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you could be right. It could be 180, Brenny.
I think it was, man. Yeah. Because we were thinking it was like 150.
Yeah, and we stepped it out. Yeah, it could be right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that. Minimal damage considering the round. Wasn't overly.
No, what were you? They're 120 grain, are they?
They were 120 grain Celio and Bello.
Celio and Bello, soft pint.
Soft pint.
What were they setting you back around?
At the time, they used to be about €34 a box. I think they're in around now. This was the last time. In around €42 a box.
Okay, yeah. I think most of them are nearly up a tenner, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, look, in around €2 a bullet, for what you're getting.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like, in fairness, like, we're both shooting Creedmores this year. Like, fair jump then up to 62 and €3 a box. Like,
look at
fair old jump, like.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that now in a minute. But what can you do?
What can you fucking
no
do?
No going back now.
There sure is not.
There sure is not. But I suppose anyone else, any other thoughts on that? Get in touch, or if there's any particular rifle that you're using that you just had, or pushed out long distance, get in touch with us.
I'm sure there's guys there with 270s and stuff like that shoot foxes just the same.
Probably definitely.
Similar to myself, just don't want to have 2-3 different rifles. So let us know.
Let us know. Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right. Right. Come here. Without going any further, you know what time it is, don't you?
Let's do it.
And now it's time for a little thing we like to call Let's Talk Gear. And we're back. Anthony Grogan, what is this machine you have in front of us here?
This is the Bergara B14 Wilderness 6.5 Creedmore. Synthetic stock. What does she have? Starting from the rear of the gun, I suppose. It's adjustable. You get like fillet pieces here, so she's adjustable tail end of her.
Yeah.
Adjustable cheek piece.
Yeah.
Thumb hole grip.
Lovely.
There's two variants of this, as we spoke about before. There's a thumb in.
Yeah. And
then there's the kind of like an open thumb grip. So like
it's like a pistol grip, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
I didn't like that one as much.
I just thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, that one is lovely.
Nothing to push her hand against.
Yes.
So there's a rubberized palm plate.
Yeah.
Fluted barrel.
Stunning.
What else is there on her? Carbon. Fluted action carbon barrel. Again, rubberized underneath the top end of the stock.
Yeah.
Rubberized under here. It has multi-point harness points, swivels. And yeah, there's a muzzle brake. I think comes standard on these babies.
My God. Serious.
Yeah, it's a nice gun.
It is, man. I really, really like it. Absolutely. Obviously, you're going to be. This is just a sort of an introduction. You'll be putting it through its paces.
Yeah.
Over the coming months.
Yeah.
I love it. What's the idea? What's the little lad at the top of it there? Is that a hole drilling through the
here
grip there? Yeah.
That I don't know yet, Brenny.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's obviously for a mount or something, but my God, man, it is stunning and surprisingly light.
Yeah, that could be maybe for some sort of attachment for bipods or something. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to I'll look into that more. 5 round mag on this one.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully that'll solve my
your issues you had with the last one. Yeah.
I think she's in around 3 kilos.
Okay, so it's not overly heavy.
Not overly heavy.
Yeah.
She's camoed. And I'm in love with it, man. This is going into bed with me tonight now. As obviously I'm sleeping alone, as Avril thinks. But no, Mrs. Bergara is going to be fucking perched up beside me.
Oh man, it's stunning.
Yeah, I love it.
Is. I really, really like it.
It feels. I just, when I had it in me.
Smooth.
Yeah, feels. The minute you put it in the hand.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, this is.
Oh man, 100%. Do we know Mrs. this year, lad? Don't want any excuses.
Well, we don't know about that, but
No,
we will fucking look good while we're missing them.
Exactly. We won't be able to blame the gun on you.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely 100%, man. Safety, single, double safety trip. What way does the safety work? Is it 2 position?
No, single position.
Single position.
Yeah,
okay.
forward and back.
Okay.
Same as my own one.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think that's, pretty much that they're, as you know, Bergara, I've been shooting, what is it, a good while now. So it never let me down.
No.
The wooden stock, it was lovely going, grand, did exactly what I said in the tin. Just this has kind of stepped up a couple of years. So
yeah.
I'm mad to get out. So my plan, I suppose, with this gun is I'm getting a set of inno mounts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get a new rail from Herbal Shinny up the north.
Okay.
One for this and one for my CZ22.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get a full set then of inno mounts, and I will have a set on my Pulsar.
Yes.
And a set under the Vortex scope, which we have the Viper looking at us here now.
Stunning. Yeah.
And again, the beauty of that is that I should be able to set a profile on the Pulsar for
Both.
For the Bergara and one for the CZ, and switch between each gun seamlessly. The mounts should ensure that I stay on 0. And then obviously when I switch back onto my Vortex, again, I should be on point.
On point.
The thing about them, there's obviously different, I don't know whether you've seen the rails.
Yeah.
There's different, like a...
Notches.
Basically.
That
You have to make sure, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to get a little bit of colour Tipex and on the underside of the match up the 2 dots.
No, we won't use Tipex. We'll do something better.
Or so like, say, the permanent kind of...
Why don't we drill like a tiny little, like a 1 mil drill bit, a little tiny
maybe, yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Something like that.
That'd look nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
But I do it on the
on the underside.
On the underside,
100%. So you could do either side.
Yeah,
you could mark right one side. Say the left is for the Vortex, and then the right is for the.
Yes,
so then it corresponds. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
man. I like it, man. I have to say, I like it. I'm a little bit jealous now.
Well, you'll be jealous for what? Another week or so, and then you'll have yours in your hand.
I haven't got mine, but man, that is a stunning.
It's stunning going. Yeah, it's again with the inno mounts. I'm getting 2 different height rails, so I'm going to get the medium height rail for the Vortex.
Oh,
and I'm going to get the higher one for
the tube on the Pulsar.
The Pulsar.
Very good.
Not so much. I think the medium rail will still do the Pulsar, but on the Pulsar there's the
focus wheel
day to night.
Oh, is that the day to night up at the front of it? Is it
at the front of it?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Now they have corrected, as I spoke about on the last podcast. On that, there's a little kind of. Do you remember the old version? You had to kind of grab it and
man, don't
a vice grip, right?
You don't even start.
You have the same.
The same. You want a Stilson on my yoke to turn it. Be the Lord.
Well, they have kind of corrected because what they put is a little kind of flange on the top of it now.
Okay.
So you can get your thumb and just push it across.
Okay. Very nice.
But
very
still,
nice.
I'd like just a little bit of.
Yes, just a little bit of.
When you're in the field, you can just put your thumb under it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that's the plan. I'll keep everyone. That's all sounds fantastic in fucking in theories, and that should work seamlessly. But there will be teething issues, and I'll be hopefully guiding everyone through the ups and downs and travails of all that in between.
Have they ran a few rounds through that yet at all?
No.
Okay. So you're going to need to run a good few through it first to get it where you want it. Yeah. Show me look at it here. Stop hogging it.
Sorry, man. I should be. Yeah. I just don't want to let it go.
Oh man, it's stunning. It is lovely. It is nice. Now I will say I did look at one of these back in the day, but it was a different type of one.
Yeah.
But this is really nice, man. I love that. It's so smooth. And for my limited knowledge on rifles, I believe Bergara make probably some of the best barrels.
Correct. Yeah.
In the world, I think.
So I think yes, for a lot of the armed forces around the world, as far as I know, they would be a go-to in terms of the barrel. Now there was we spoke about this. I think we spoke around the fishing trip. Mm-hmm. There was another B14 down there. It had the fluted barrel, which should intimate that the rifle was lighter. but it didn't feel lighter, if that makes fucking sense.
Okay.
I don't know where it was the balance. Just for me, like, you know yourself, there's a reason why there's so many different guns. It's you pick up one and say, that's my gun, you know?
Yeah.
Or that one just feels better than that one for no fucking apparent reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, just this particular model caught me, and I nailed it in. So thanks very much to Dave down in Gowan and Bradshaw. He hooked me up with this, and as I said, did a few bits and pieces, which hopefully we'll be building the story over. Should have my mounts Monday, Tuesday. Stevie White might not know this yet, but he's about to know. Stevie is going to set up a chrono for us. We'll throw up a few targets, and we'll start getting her dialed in.
Very nice.
So again, I'll be doing loads and loads of fucking content on that, walking people through what we did to get zeroed, get the mounts on, and most importantly, all the trials and tribulations I will no doubt have, because I can see by my I've went from the most standard fucking Vortex scope in the fucking world, man.
Which had, am I right in saying, a little bit of sellotape on one part of it or something?
It had it on the illuminated red. Yeah, absolutely. So I've gone from that to this baby over here. So look, it'll be an interesting fucking experience for the podcast, for me.
And I swear to God, man, I bet you if I don't see you taking care of that rifle, that is your baby now. Look after that.
Oh, so that's why I got this barrel, man. This essentially takes care of itself.
Okay, so it's the first gun ever that there's no maintenance required.
Well, like, you know yourself. It'll. No, we look after them.
We look after them, and you have to look after them. I'd almost keep the sticker on it. The Bergara sticker looks kind of cool on it.
Doesn't it?
It actually does, man.
Yeah. It mightn't be too great now when you're out fucking deer hunting.
This big old sticker.
Catching the moonlight.
Yeah. I like it though.
It is actually cool, isn't it? Yeah,
man, definitely, and the best to look with.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Touching on that, isn't it gas? I brought McKeever over during the week there to Central Gold Ammo, have a look at a couple of rifles, and like McKeever is and he won't mind me saying this, like he's newish enough to the hunting things, you know, especially with rifles and stuff. But it was great to see him not settling, I suppose, if that makes... Do you know what I mean? He has a vision of the gun that he wants in his own head. Yeah. And he had a couple of options, and he was mad about one, but he didn't like the feel of the stock on it. And then the other one, he liked the stock, but he wasn't the configure. You know, there was certain things, but isn't it gas? Like, you know, instead of just going, I just want a 223 or I just want a 17, just throw it out there and grand. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was like, you know, putting some serious thought into it, and he know what he wanted. You know what, like... My first, like that 243 for the deer season for me was literally, I was like, right, I just want a 243 that's affordable, basically, and like I bought that one. Now it worked out. It's a great gun. Yeah. But I mean,
it was kind of looking at a draw at the time.
Exactly. It was like, oh, look, it'll be grand.
A rifle's rifle, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas then after my first season, it was just like, no, my next rifle has to have this. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's not like. It's like anything. It's like cars, or it's like, you know, the houses. I reckon you have to build 3 to get the perfect one. So, but it's similar to that, isn't it? You know, where you get like the things that I wanted. Obviously, when I walked in to get my first Bergara, there wasn't too many options available at that time. You know, and I picked up the synthetic stock and I picked up the wooden stock, and probably because I was more of a traditional style, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I just felt that there's a bit more balance to the wooden stock, a bit more kind of oomph to it. Now that's completely fucking changed over, because I know that the timber, obviously is susceptible to a little bit of movement, and and it was a little bit heavier than the synthetic stock, obviously. Yeah.
I just synthetic for me all the way, man. Honestly, it is all. It's. I just like it. Less hassle, and I honestly think like you could put any wood timber gun in front of me, and I'll pick any synthetic stock over any. I just think it looks like, and dare I say it, cooler.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, you have to remember as well, like you know, we're men, we like shiny things. Do you know what I mean? Certain things, it has to look cool as
shiny things that go bang.
Yeah, exactly. But it has to look cool. It does. Yeah. It has to look cool. Or just you.
And look at this. Obviously, you know, it has form, but it's also functional. Yeah. And it's adjustable trigger on that as well.
Oh yes, nice.
So I will be doing a little bit of tweaking on that as well.
Yeah, get that right. Makes an awful difference.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to mark it out of 10 because you want to get out and actually use it. But there she is in all her glory.
Yeah.
Sounds nice. I'm jealous.
Are you jealous?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to be jealous for another week, man.
I know. But I thought I'd have mine at this stage, and I just didn't. I was supposed to be down that neck of the woods this week, and it didn't work out. But it's all ready for me. I put up a few pictures of it during the week, so I have it this week.
And then look again, it looks fantastic. I can't wait to.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to literally, like, your gun probably now without everything on it is probably the same way as my gun.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that puts it into perspective. I don't think people probably realise how light it is.
Yeah. Actually, McKeever had it. Was that last week before? He picked it up for his first time, and he was just same stuff. He couldn't quite believe what was going on with it. So hopefully she'll live up to the hype, as the fella says.
And she's all dialed in, ready to rock.
Yeah, I think. No, I don't know if it's dialed in. No, I don't think it's dialed in just yet. Dom was looking after that, and I am blessed, no better man in fairness for doing it. So he ran a couple of rounds through it, and I think he's hoping tomorrow, if he gets a chance, or over the weekend, he's going to start zeroing it in and see what's kind of ammunition works. I can't wait to chat to him because he is such a wealth of knowledge. Like, he was telling me stuff today, and he's like, "Oh, you won't really know what's the best round for till, you put probably 100 or so through it." Do you know what I mean? Because he just the way, he just stuff that kind of wouldn't make sense to me, but he has it all on tap, as the fella says. So
look, again, it's similar to that. I think Dave actually recommended the Hornets, and I'll throw up a picture of their 148 grain.
Wow.
Yeah. So look, interesting to see how they go.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
We'll keep everyone posted, and like that, I think if there's some people who will. Or how man, some Bergara. I'm not. There's some lovely rifles out there. This is just one of the cool ones. I think, probably similar to yourself. I wouldn't be like. I still wouldn't be. I still like the timber. I loved when when my gun. The one time a year it got a cleaning, but when the timber. It's all nice and shiny, and do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm in the fucking trade as well, so it probably timber you go back to. But yeah, look, I'm very, very happy with it.
Lovely.
Cannot fucking wait to get out and use it.
Fucking sure, man, 100%. You can throw that in the washing machine or the dishwasher.
Can you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Fucking deadly.
No, but I can't wait.
Cannot wait, man.
We'll get out. So you're going to go with Hornets. I don't know what I'm going for yet. We'll see. Possibly ADIs or Nosler, I think. So
okay.
Good because we're both similar. They're both 6.5 Creedmore.
Absolutely,
so
it'd be nice to differential the bang and of both, and look at two the same rounds, but two completely different rifles.
Yeah,
it's nice to have that. I think we're actually similar to that. We're after changing scopes, so we both have now different setups that we're going to be talking about over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
and I think that'll hopefully, if people are listening and what to choose tonight, will help a little bit, hopefully, towards making up. Whether it's cost you're after, whether it's multifunctional rounds, whether it's the rabbit and fox, the fox only, or the fox and the deer, and then obviously over the next couple of weeks the difference in setups, and how we'll give it to you straight,
definitely, Are we getting to that time of year where we need to start preparing? I'm kind of like, if all my hunting gear, and I'm kind of going, is it too early now to start getting it all out and cleaning it and making sure everyone's charged and sorting out your bag? And
I think like we've essentially 2 weeks to go. Like, to get all that shit done, because the week leading up to it, it's going to be
100%.
No doubt there's going to be something in the fucking club you're going to have to be doing, or do you know what I mean?
100%. I can't wait, man.
So you're on the mouth of getting your new poles. You're gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
So it's never too fucking.
No, like next week will be a washout because I'm away all week.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working flat. Days every day next week, so I need to pick it up and get some rounds through and get used to it myself and get everything sorted. And well,
like that, I want to get this obviously on the fucking on the ground. Get it zeroed, obviously, and then I've 2 sets of zeros to do, and I have different profiles to make up for. I'm not even going to bother with the 2.2 just a minute.
No,
just get the fucking set up on that. And
get first and foremost your Viper.
Get that one, I will set probably 100 yards for the pulsar.
Yeah,
because I want to get out and do a bit of foxing.
Yeah.
And that'll get me kind of.
Yeah,
I want to get to feel the trigger. Get everything kind of.
Yeah.
get all me discrepancies done when I'm out foxing.
100%. And then again, like we touched on earlier on, even with the different calibers, like typically the ground, I know we both shoot on we share ground that we shoot on, but a lot of places say that would be solely the place that you would hunt on.
Yeah.
Probably 100, 200 yards would be it, really, wouldn't it?
Be about it, yeah. To be a few shots where you'd probably stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But like that, you'd be blessed.
Yeah, 100%.
You'd be blessed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
look, you've been around the periphery of it,
Yeah.
where we're talking about and so on. Like that. I think if that there's probably 2 or 3 main spots where you get that long distance shot. But look, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come here. Just something as well. Have you noticed, or like I'm seeing a lot of pictures lately? Stags. Have you seen many? Like I'm seeing a lot of lads, and there's decent ones out there. But any kind of place around here, it's been all hinds and those. I haven't seen many.
It's a mixture. I think I put up the video of obviously the hind on the thermal.
Yeah.
When I was out foxing the other night or a couple of weeks back, so like that. There was one post, and I just wanted to just now you touch on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was on one of the forums, and obviously some guy had a section,
Mm-hmm.
and he had shot a stag in velvet, and it was a nice looking stag, but he got fucking slaughtered. Oh, that would have been a trophy, and it would have been,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Now here's where I am in it, and I like everyone is entitled to their opinion on this, right? But if you have a section,
Mm-hmm.
and you're there to shoot deer, and you're not breaking the law, well then it's fuck all got to do with anyone else what you're shooting.
Yeah, 100%.
He's doing nothing wrong.
No.
He's doing nothing wrong. And I did post a comment. I just said, well, hunting was there long before there was trophies,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's there to do a service, like at the end of the day, and that's I know.
That's it.
But I think there's a lot of that. I think there's probably a big divide in a lot of deer hunting side of things in Ireland, where there's lads that are after the trophy, and then there's more lads that are after the meat.
The meat, yeah.
And I think they kind of clash heads. It's like, for fuck's sake, we had to left that now.
Yeah, I know. But look, I think there's room for both, Brenny, isn't there?
Oh, of course there is. Absolutely there is, man. Yeah.
But I think we shouldn't be at each other really about like if
no.
Either it's right or it's wrong. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Did he do something right or did he do something wrong? No, he's done nothing wrong.
No, 100%.
None of the eyes of the law.
No, and we've touched on this before, and we kind of had an option. And again, there's nothing wrong.
Absolutely
there's nothing wrong. We had an option this year where we could have probably gone in a section if we wanted to, and not because we think you shouldn't, but just on our way of thinking, we just kind of look forward so much to that 1st of September every year, and we kind of thought, well,
that wouldn't be quite there.
It wouldn't quite be there. And again, like if you're out in sections, you like honestly fair play, because it's something that does need to be done, I suppose.
Yeah.
In certain areas, so I'm certainly not condoning it, but just for our own thing, that was what we both came to the conclusion. Like we get pretty much 6 months of shooting deer anyway, and we look forward so much to the 1st September, and and here we are, we're a couple of weeks away from it, and I cannot wait.
Look, I'm torn. Back in the day, there was no season. You shot for meat and so on.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's an unsustainable model if everyone's just going around blasting everything, right?
Yeah.
On the other side of it, if hunting was done correctly and everyone did what we're supposed to be doing in the season that's in it, everything should be controlled to a reasonable level.
Yeah.
Obviously, that doesn't happen for which we've talked on other podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a need for a section at the minute. You know?
Definitely. Yeah.
Like that, the thoughts of possibly shooting a doe and all that in calf or whatever wouldn't be my cup of tea.
No.
Even it's happened, rabbits and so on.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah.
So it's not a nice. It's just not my thing.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
But like on saying that, if there's a farmer getting fucking peeled, there's grains and crops. So it's kind of like you have to pick your poison. The people who probably don't want you shooting at this time of the season, well then are the people who would probably, don't take this in the wrong way now, or they probably don't do enough in the season that's in it to control it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Like if you're solely trophy laden or trophy hunting, if that's your thing, you're hunting for trophies, then you're not going to do much for the population control.
No, absolutely.
Not a whole pile.
Not a whole pile. Yeah, definitely. You're doing a bit, like, I suppose. But exactly.
Well, to get your trophies, we all know the does have to be hanging around, so you don't want to be fucking shooting the does if you want to get your trophy.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like catch-22.
Yeah, exactly.
I know there's variance in that, and people are going to say, "No, well, I hunt for trophies and I shoot does," and I know that, but I'm just saying I'm being general there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, look, it's just one other aspect of the whole thing that everyone has a sort of an opinion on, isn't it?
It's like arses.
Arses, everyone has one.
Everyone has one.
Yeah. Come here. That's what I was just wondering. Are people seeing? Obviously, during the rut, like, the whole idea of it, I suppose, stag for those, like, stags predominantly are on their own. They're not in, usually in big, numbers, and they're not in amongst.
And this time of year, they're big lazy fuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
Hop up, have a piss and a shit.
Exactly.
Find somewhere else to roll around.
Exactly.
So they're putting on lovely condition to get ready for the boisterous amount of 2 weeks work they're going to do all fucking year.
They're going to have the crack.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Now, in their defence, man, in them couple of weeks, they get through a horrendous amount of work. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. They enjoy every bit of it, I'd say.
Well, they're the wallows, the scratching, the rubbing, the riding,
exactly.
the pissing, the fucking the jumping around and horsing around in their own.
Yeah, fighting. Yeah, exactly.
So, like, it ain't easy.
It ain't easy,
but
for fuck's sake.
So they probably need a bit of rest coming up to it, and then for the other fucking 9 months after.
Yeah. I wonder, will it be? It was kind of the rut was a little bit late, nearly last year.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I think it was. It was towards the tail end.
Yeah.
But like, I think it varies between the species. And I think even in certain parts of Ireland, I was following it last year. There was some coming in slightly. Yeah. Not a whole pile, but you would get the weeks in between because there was people saying early doors. Anyone here? Stags, calling and so on and so forth, or roaring, and there was talk of in the probably down the southern end maybe coming in a little bit more or earlier, and then up north not so much, and then but you're right. I think it varies between the different species and so on. So we have a lot of fucking scoping out to do and trying to find out where we're going to be going and tracking and so on and so forth. But
have you holidays booked? Well, you don't need to. You're the boss. But like, have you freed up your Friday?
I will be most definitely freed. I don't. If the Pope is visiting the office, he's going to have a cup of tea there and look after himself.
And wait, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm 100%. If my boss is listening, I
do not contact Brendan McGuire.
No, exactly. Friday will be out. Sorry, no, but
if there's a GPS needed on between them days when you may use it the owl way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Out with your laser level, you'd be grand.
You'd be grand. Just on that, big Sean Tyrrell came down this evening to measure up, getting in the fridge for the prep room. So thanks, Shawnee. I know he listens to the podcast. We should have. Hopefully that already in the next week or two.
Deadly.
Finalising a few bits and pieces there over next day. I'll have a few videos up. But I'm actually thinking, tying with the idea. Do you know the way when we have the bow jack over, doing a bit of might consider putting in a little fucking 2-ring fucking hob in the middle room. Do you know what I mean? For throwing on a fry or something.
Yeah, it'd be deadly. Be nice when you're when you're butchering, just like fry up a few bits of back shop there. I mean?
So might get that done as well if we can, if we time. But can't wait for you to see it finished, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. Yeah, exactly, and seeing it full. Seeing it full.
Hopefully, we will have it full, Brenny.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no doubt you will, man. No doubt you fucking will. We better wrap it up, but before we do, I just want to have a quick shout. We're still getting in a couple of correspondence with regards to the firearms license and issues. We had one correspondence from a fella who was saying that when he got his renewal back, the address of the land, denominated land, was wrong. Yeah. I presume and it's a typo.
I would suggest so.
I can't see any other reason for that. But we have got another correspondence in, some all kinds of weird stuff going on. But will you just do us a favour? We are trying to gather a sort of a portfolio of these cases, and if the more cases we get in, but we need kind of certain details, like we need, the county and, the county and the region and, just a bit more detail on it. And then with your permission then to obviously be able to put it into a folder
and forward it to
exactly, and present it and stuff like that. So if you're having any sort of issues at all, this is kind of, I'm not saying it's your only chance, but this is a good way of probably getting some of this stuff highlighted, because it's just going to get worse before it gets better. You know?
And I think like that, if somebody's heard something unusual or been requested, there obviously is changes to the application, as we've spoken about. So if we're talking about, we'll try and get answers to the relevant issues as best we can.
Exactly.
Or at least if it's happened to somebody else and they said, well, I got over it by doing this or whatever, at least we have that. Now, on saying that, Bernie, I have to give a great shout out to Kildare, because
hats
2.5 weeks, man.
I never thought I'd be saying this. To be honest with you, but definitely they are doing things right. It's great to see it. Absolutely brilliant.
And I know she won't want us to, but
no, I know.
She's doing fantastic. Like, I know she's overworked, underpaid, no fucking doubt. But like that, you know what I mean. She's been always giving you a phone call if there was something missing. Proactive, not just fucking to the bottom. Because I think she believes. Well, number one, and I'm not saying, but she's from the country, so she probably understands a little bit more. You know what's involved.
Exactly.
And she understands calibers and rifles and so on. Which is a big fucking help.
Massive help. Absolutely. So
2.5 weeks, man. And you were pretty much the same.
Exactly.
2 or 3 weeks.
I think. I was only around that. Once I got the ball rolling, it was easy, man.
And like we would love that if you're doing a substitution, that you just go in and it's kind of like, we'll get to the point where it's almost same day. There should be no reason why it's not, if you're going caliber for caliber or dropping down a caliber, in my opinion.
Definitely.
I can understand the necessity maybe to do a slight bit more. If you're going from like some of the calibers we talked about, from a 223, for instance, to a 243 or a 270 or whatever. Well, there should be a question. Well, why are you going from? You know what I mean? Because and if there's a genuine reason for that. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, you're entitled to it anyway. But even if you're a long distance shooter, that's a genuine reason. But at least there's justification as to the questions that'll be asked. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Absolutely.
I feel anyway. However, I'd love to get to the day where we can, you can go in and substitute, either in the same week or something.
Ideally, I just think you get to the stage where you license the person, because, I get what you're saying, but how much more deadly is a 270 than a 223? Well, there's a million answers to that question. There's so many different hypotheticals to that, but realistically, both of them are incredibly deadly, lethal in the wrong hands. So to justify going to it, I just think we need to get to the stage to say, you're saying, right, he's safe. He is safe to own a firearm. Whether that's a 223 or a 270 or a fucking 22, a firearm is a firearm. In the wrong hands, it's a fucking bad piece of kit to have. But if you're standing over to say, he has a shotgun, he has this and he's this, he's safe to that. But 270, well, why? What's a 270? Oh, because he could go an extra 100 yards, 150 yards.
That doesn't really matter.
That doesn't really,
I suppose, on the devil's advocate, if you're licensed for a 22 or something at home and you're going to a 308, you know what I'm saying? There is, I believe there's a competency requirement there. Now, I know there's people shooting with 22s that are pushing out crazies and so on, but I just, what I'm saying is, I can see I can see why they would ask a few questions, you know?
They could have it even simplified. There could be categories. So, so you have a shotgun, right? So you want to change a shotgun, just go in and change a shotgun. Same day, job done, it's all the fucking same. Say calibers up to, so rimfire. So if it's a rimfire, you can substitute one rimfire for another. If it's centerfire, right, so long as it's not fucking semi-automatic, because obviously there's their own issues going on with that at the minute. But if it's a centerfire rifle, then you should be able to substitute one centerfire for another. Or you could even go down the road if you have a deer license. Then you can go up to, whatever say needs be.
Exactly. That's I think that's badly the point I was trying to, that it's right that there is kind of categories, I suppose. And like that, substitution 1 for 1 here, we both got in a couple of weeks, which is great. It's fantastic. And that is as quick as they can process it there.
Absolutely,
at the minute, right? Because it's all documented. You know, it's not digitalized. You know,
No.
So that's probably as good as it's going to get for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I like what you said. There should be no reason why you cannot. Even I would suggest that the gun dealers wouldn't have no issue with issuing a new license. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as in there and then, that have a facility that if you're going in with a shotgun, that you have to hand in your old license.
Yeah.
And that it's on a digital, and then they could print you out a new one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you go off with your new shotgun.
Yeah, do it like the UK. It's all digital. I don't know, it's a physical license, right? Maybe it does, but like you know, Ross Revenue.
Yeah.
You know, have something equivalent to that. It's you know, you log in. The gun dealer himself, once you give him your identification and he knows you, he can log in basically from his side to see what is available on your, like, he's licensed for this category, so he can have it. He has a 308 and he's changing for 6.5. Job done. Don't finish.
Well,
Good luck.
take it with the ammunition, right? Mm-hmm. I'm licensed to hold 100 rounds or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I can go in today and buy 100 rounds. I can go back in tomorrow and buy another 100 rounds.
Oh yeah, I know.
Back in tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I could have 1,000 rounds in my possession, right?
Yeah.
Is it not the same thing? Like when you have a shotgun, like you're licensed for a shotgun. Doesn't matter if it's a Bergara or a Beretta or a Browning.
No, it doesn't.
Not a fucking jot.
One fucking bit does it matter.
Do you know what I mean?
Same thing, yeah, exactly.
So,
and like we've said it, we said it when we had our meeting up in the Dáil that time, that
it's a bar. They could do it like overnight. You could imagine you're changing your shotgun at the minute.
Yeah.
Overnight they could do away with, I'd say easily probably, because I'd say that the shotguns predominantly are the most licensed.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably do away with, I'd say 25-30% of their work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because most people substitute their, you know, the midstream or or like what you did. You might get a good deal on a gun, or you might pick up ones. Oh, geez, I'd love that, or something might happen to your gun. You know, so like that, where you could just literally walk in. Once the other shotgun is handed over, you should be able to take out another shotgun. You
should. And I'm just thinking there as well, like, just say going into the shotguns, for instance, if they obviously they set an objective back in, was it 2009 or whatever, they asked everybody to reapply for license, and as we spoke about in the last podcast, the reason behind that was because they wanted to reduce the number of guns that was in Ireland, right? But I think essentially with the application process the way it is at the minute, it would actually deter people from doing that. I'll give an example. So say if you have a gun at home and it's faulty or it's fucking dodgy or whatever.
Yeah.
People don't know how do they go about getting rid of that, right? There's a gun here and there's a license for it and we pay the €80 or whatever the case may be because that family member has passed on or whatever the case may be, or it's a person that's old and they're never going to use it but it's still there because they don't know the process. But if they knew it was something so simple as to just to be able to hand it into a gun dealer and within 2 clicks of a mouse, it's gone, it's finished, it's not in your possession anymore. Or if you wanted to, like, you know, say for instance, you wanted to change a gun because, you know, one was too powerful or whatever the case may be. It wasn't the right fit. The process to turn people off it. So they'd rather just pay the €80 and leave it there and call sure.
Well, take it, right? We're shooting 6x5 Creedmore. I don't envisage myself always because there's going to come a time, unfortunately for us both, where deer shooting won't be an option. Yeah. You won't be able to look a fucking deer across field. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%,
So that will come, and then, but you might be able to go out and do a bit of foxing. So you might say go from a 6.5, as you said, down to a 223. Or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And say, look, I might do a bit of out foxing, a nice flat ground, and get out every now and again. You know. Yeah. But that'll obviously stop that reduction. Or even things like, I think as well, if you can think of it, you're going to reduce their workload by, I don't know, arguably 20 to 30%. I would imagine.
I'd say easily. Yeah.
And on top of that, the increase in revenue. Yeah. By people, because I know loads of people right now who have guns that they're just sticking with because it's just too much fucking hassle.
That's exactly the point I'm making.
Yeah.
It's just too much fucking hassle. 100%. Or I'll give you another example. That's what I was trying to make actually is that, say, like throughout our whole lives, things change. Like things change, you know. You for argument's sake, you change address a couple of times.
Yeah.
And by rights, then the gun has to be in your license has to be in the address that you're currently residing in. If it's not an alternative storage, then you have to have, you know, your safe now has to be all monitored and inspected and the whole lot. But say, for instance, if you were, like, which we've gotten correspondence from lads over the past couple of months and stuff, say they're going through a messy divorce, or they're in a relationship that mightn't be overly healthy, or for whatever reason, and maybe a gun is not the best thing to have in that house at that time, or do you know what I mean? It's you might be on the edge of the law by because you know it's not in the right address.
Yeah.
It should be a case where you can go in and just say, look, I go on and hand in that gun now for the next couple of months until things are better, or I've moved to my new property, or whatever the case may be. It should be, happy days. But no, because it's that much paperwork and they're afraid of their shite that if they hand it in, they'll never get it again. So they're going, no, I'd rather hold on to it even though it's not exactly safe to do so. Yeah. But I know, well, if I go and do what's essentially the right thing, I'll get my arse kicked when I want it again.
Exactly. You don't get rewarded for doing the right thing.
No, exactly.
All you get to do, what happens is essentially is you give them a rod to beat you with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And it shouldn't be that way. Like we are the most law-abiding citizens by a fucking country mile, because we have deadly weapons in our possession that we have to lock up, store, monitor, clean sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? And use in a very responsible fucking manner.
Yeah, absolutely,
And overall, if you look at the amount of licenses in the country compared to the accidents, deaths and so on, it is marginal. Fucking marginal.
It is, man, absolutely.
Considering that the two biggest days in hunting, 1st September, 1st November, you could have lads in droves out.
Droves, man.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Even here, you like 1st September is 1st November. I don't know what day it is, but I always remember historically here, like say Halloween night, you're young, and there'd be the fireworks going off. Well, the next morning, man, you'd think it was still fireworks. There'd be bangs going off everywhere. There'd be lads out shooting. So, like, the point you're making is we've masses of amounts of people out firing guns on two particular days of the year.
Yeah, and they'd be the two highest concentration of people. And still we manage because we do, because we're fucking trained to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Be it trained from your father or your grandfather, or be it trained through the relevant process and procedures that are available to by all the relevant organisations now. So like that's and don't get me wrong, accidents do happen and tragedies do happen in terms of a firearm being available to the wrong person at the wrong time, as we've spoken about. But I think a lot of that could be done away with very, very easily.
Yes,
like without a fucking a huge amount of
referendum.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Even a shotgun there, like, you know, obviously there has to be a database as to what firearm, you know, the serial number of that firearm to the person, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But with a shotgun license, it would be very simple to do what you're saying, license the person for a shotgun. Yeah. And that way then, but you cannot have, unless you have a separate license, you know, for or a license of states that you can fire, you can use, say, a trap gun and a traditional, you know, over and under or whatever, side by side, whatever, you know, but if you could a small adjustment around that particular issue, and then that would do away with, I mean. On top of this, now there's the new legislation with all the additional requirements for scopes and all that kind of stuff, which is
it's coming another fucking minefield.
So they're not making their load any easier.
No, 100%. I'd like to put it out there, and we know we've guards, because we've often had members of the guards messaging us over different things and stuff like that. I'm going to put it out there. You know, you can send in an email, whatever. You can message us on Messenger, whatever like this. I'm going to put it out to you. Anyone explain to me where the reason is that you will trust somebody with a 223, but you wouldn't give them a license for a 6.5?
Yeah.
In plain English, you argue with me. I'm putting it out there. Why? You know, what's the reasoning behind that? Because we've heard that the whole time.
The only difference being there in the ammunition is that one is going to drop off slightly before the other.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
but if you're in the mood for doing harm,
100%,
it ain't going to matter which one of them guns you have in your hand.
One fucking bit, not one bit. We'll wrap it up, I think.
I think so, buddy. That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was a good one, man. I think so. Anyway,
we hope you all enjoyed it.
I hope you all enjoyed it. Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Thanks very much, buddy.
It's good to have you back, man. Yeah. And Shin A. So that's
Shin A.
fun. We'll wrap it up like that. Next week we have a man coming on to talk a bit more about gun dogs and stuff.
Pat Brennan, I think, is coming on next week.
Going to come on.
Yeah, we have
Good timing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good timing.
Yeah.
We have Tommy from Tommy's Outdoors, I think, is going to come on in the next couple of
we're
weeks.
going to have a little bit of a collaboration with Tommy from Tommy's Outdoors as well. Yeah, he's going to be on over the next couple of weeks. It'd be an interesting guy to chat to. And he's,
Absolutely.
he's
a shout out to him as well. He's doing some great work there, flying the flag from the conservation aspect, and probably the a side that we don't delve into as much. But it's an absolute necessity, and he's biodiversity and conservation and hunting, and obviously he's his own hunting journey as well. So interesting dude, great podcast. If anyone hasn't listened to it, have an out peep at it.
Absolutely.
I enjoy some of them.
Yeah, very, very good.
And no more than our own. I'm sure there's people that say, yeah, I enjoyed that podcast. I wouldn't be mad about that one. And it's similar to that. I think he covers a vast range of subjects. So have a little peep. What else do we have coming on?
We've loads of stuff going on. We are actually, I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but we are in talks. We're trying to get Steve Ranella on the podcast. We've been talking to his PR company for a while, and we're just trying to get dates in. So I know anyone that, if you don't know who Steve Ranella is, well, I don't know where the name of Jez you've been, but just think Meat Eater. We're trying to get him on in the next couple of weeks. He's obviously a very, very busy man. Well, so are we, I suppose, in fairness. But
fuck you, Steve. Come on now.
Exactly, man. We'll accommodate you. But anyway, there's tons of stuff coming on. Obviously, it's going to really kick off now with the deer hunting season coming up and the shooting season, and it's going to be great. And it'll be all duck hunting, deer hunting, pheasant hunting, fox shooting, hunting, and more.
And we've loads of challenges, man.
Oh man, there's going to be some savage ones coming up.
I think and we've our hunting trip.
We've our hunting trip coming up, which we better knuckle down and sort out. We're going to have a 24-hour challenge again this year, bigger and better than ever.
Absolutely, I am really looking forward to this.
Can't wait for that one,
because we're going to be better prepared, both of us.
Yes.
We didn't really know what we were letting ourselves in for.
No.
One of us fucking did, because he just dropped it on me in the podcast. But Rob said he presumes that you've no interest in the clay shoot because afraid of getting your ass kicked. That was his words now, not mine. Yourself and Big Easy.
I don't mind doing it, to be honest. Clays are just not really my thing, man.
But look, I was putting it out.
We can do it.
That was the challenge is probably dissipated, so we'll have to come up with something different. What we might do is
I'll tell you what challenge we'll do, right? I'm just putting this out here now, straight up, right? We're going head to head in the challenge this year. I presume it's yourself and Rob.
With what?
In the 24-hour challenge.
Oh, I'd imagine so.
Teaming up, yeah. It'll be myself and the Big Easy again.
Easy,
yeah. If we beat you, you can put the forfeit, but if we beat you, right? Now, putting it out there.
Go on.
Rob, you have to shave that moustache.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm here.
Right?
Here.
You would actually be in favour of that.
No, I will, most definitely, man.
Yeah, and then you just
now, that's probably a loot. So if he wins, he gets the fucking... If we win, we have to keep it.
If you win,
man, I don't know. I'll forfeit right now. Fuck it.
But then you can pick one for us as well, like, so that if we lose, there's
right. Okay.
You know what I mean, that we have to do, preferably Ross.
What we'll do is think of something for me.
Yeah.
So both people in the chat, right? So I'll think of something for you.
Okay. Let's see. Right. Interested. Okay. Go easy on me now.
I know, man. Yeah, I know. I look after you too, man. I look after you.
Right. Wrap it up. I got to edit this. I get to bed.
Deadly stuff.
Have a good week. If you're heading out shooting, fishing, or anything in between, enjoy and stay safe. Exactly. Happy days. Enjoy your rifle.
Over and out.
Take it easy.